Ah yes, The Phantom Menace, everyone's favorite Star Wars movie. Love it or hate it, the amount of detail and care poured into it in every other Star Wars movie is just phenomenal, and there's always more to find when you look for it. So join me to explore these 5 hidden details from Star Wars Episode 1, along with an interesting bonus detail that I'll want your input on later. The first Phantom Menace detail is about fan favorite Darth Maul. I'm honestly not sure if this was carried over into the Clone Wars or Rebels, but at least in the Phantom Menace, Maul almost never blinks. He's always deeply focused on the mission, only blinking 3 times in the entire film, all at the end of the movie. He blinks once when Obi-Wan cuts his lightsaber in half, once when Obi-Wan cuts him in half, and once when he realizes that he was just cut in half. Other than that final battle, his gaze is piercing and relentless. The real reason for this behind the scenes was that the yellow eye contacts worn with the costume were too uncomfortable, making it difficult and unwise to blink in them. But story-wise, it works really well for the character too, because those few times he does blink are the few times he's genuinely surprised and stops focusing on the mission for a moment. He's confident, focused, and unrelenting, until he meets the surprise of Obi-Wan's resistance, which becomes his undoing. But that's not the only Darth Maul-related detail in The Phantom Menace. One of the Sith Lord's probe droids can be seen performing its spy duties in the background of another scene, finding Qui-Gon and listening in on his conversation with Watto just after the pod race. This is how Maul is able to track them and catch up in time to attack Qui-Gon soon after. But the probe droids are not the only ones worth paying attention to, though, because The Phantom Menace has a big focus on battle droids, with plenty of details for them as well. For example, in the battle for Theed Palace on Naboo at the end of the movie, a battle droid can be seen tripping over his fallen comrade. The poor droid just tried to follow his programming, but sometimes life knocks you down. That is, of course, unless you're the battle droid from hidden detail number 4. Among the ranks of mindless droids fighting the Gungan army, one hero stands above the rest, literally. When Jar Jar is doing his usual antics riding an AAT tank's turret, you can see something majestic in the background. A single battle droid standing on the outside of a tank and riding around the battlefield having the time of his life. What a cool droid. Now, the droid army may have been defeated in that battle, but the war was only beginning. And how better to portray that than using John Williams' incredible talents? That's right, the celebration music from the end of The Phantom Menace is not what it seems. Sure, it's fun and lighthearted with a literal choir of children and Gungan marching band, but it also happens to be Emperor Palpatine's theme music from Return of the Jedi. Seriously, they're the same song, perfectly setting up Palpatine's rise to power as he was the only true winner of the war on Naboo. I'll leave a link to my comparison video in the description so you can go listen for yourself after this video, but stay with me now because I need your help on the last hidden detail. As a bonus detail, this is one more thing that I noticed and thought that there's probably some great significance to it, but I just couldn't decide on what exactly it is. That detail being Queen Amidala's outfits at the end of the movie. Queen Amidala is known for her extensive wardrobe and interesting symbolism, and she changes her look many times throughout the movie for different situations. But at the end of the film, after everything's done, she reuses 2 specific dresses for 2 specific events. The first is her purple dress at Qui-Gon's funeral, which she also wore when returning to Naboo. You could say that it's probably just the one dress she took back home with her after leaving Coruscant, except that she also does this with a different outfit as well. Originally worn when talking to Palpatine about wanting to go home to defend her people, Amidala also wears this same black outfit when finally arresting Nute Gunray. I'm not exactly sure what these details imply by the connections, but it feels to me like there's some deep meaning there. I leave it open to you. Let me know your theories in the comments, and of course, point out any other details from The Phantom Menace that I didn't cover. And be sure to check out the celebration music comparison in the description. It gives me chills every time. Thanks for watching, subscribe for more deep dives, and may the Force be with you.